Next up, Unit 3, Learning Target 3c. I can multiply binomials and binomials. So real quick reminder, a binomial is something with two terms. So each of these sets of parentheses in here have two terms. Reminder, terms are separated by addition or subtraction. Alright, so we are multiplying binomials and binomials, and really the main thing that people mess up on with this is confusing multiplication like we have in this one, and then the addition or subtraction like we've got in this other example. After you multiply, you get used to doing that, and all of a sudden we come over here to this example with the addition, and we want to distribute the 2. Don't forget, you're only distributing what is right in front of the parentheses. So in this case, you would just be distributing the positive sign. So let's go back over to example 1. If you've seen stuff like this before, your teachers have probably called it FOIL before, because you're going to multiply your first 2, your outer 2, your inner 2, and your last 2. I'm personally not a fan of FOIL because FOIL only works with binomials, and we're going to look at more than binomials. So I just simply think about it as we're going to take 3x and we're going to distribute it to the 2x and in the negative 1. We're going to take 2 and distribute it to each piece also. So rather than thinking FOIL or this new thing, all we're really doing is just distributing like we've done before. So if I take 3x and I distribute it, 3x and 2x gives me 6x squared. 3x and negative 1 give me negative 3x. Multiplying 2 and 2x gives me 4x. 2 and negative 1 give me negative 2. Combine your like terms to get 6x squared plus x minus 2. Simple as that. Look at an example 2. Again, distribute negative x to each piece, and then we're going to distribute 4 to each piece. So negative x and 6x, when you multiply those, you're going to get negative 6x squared. Then we're going to distribute the x to the 5. Negative x times 5 is negative 5x. 4 distributed to 6x gives me 24x. 4 distributed to 5 gives me 20. Again, you're just taking each piece in the first parentheses and distributing to each piece in the second parentheses. Examples 3 and 4 have the same setup. If you're in my room right now, if you'll look up towards the board on the left side and a little bit further up, a bunch of you all have noticed the every time you do this, a puppy dies poster, and that's exactly what this thing right here is talking about. A lot of people think we're going to distribute that squared and get something like 4x squared, and negative 1 and negative 1 gives you plus 1. That is not correct. Do not do that. Every time you do that, it kills a puppy, according to that poster. So let's think about what something squared means. If I said, what's 3 squared? You would say 3 times 3 equals 9. If I said, what's negative 5 squared? You would say negative 5 times negative 5 equals 25. So we need to do the exact same thing with the 2x minus 1. 2x minus 1 times 2x minus 1, because squared just means multiply it by itself. 2x times 2x gives me 4x squared. 2x times negative 1 is negative 2x. Negative 1 times 2x is negative 2x. Negative 1 and negative 1 gives you positive 1. Again, combine your like terms and we get 4x squared minus 4x plus 1. Last example, exact same idea. Anytime you have something squared, that means you're going to write it twice and you're going to multiply it by itself. Negative 3x times negative 3x is positive 9x squared. Negative 3x and negative 2 gives me positive 6x. Negative 2 and negative 3x, positive 6x. Negative 2 and negative 2 gives me positive 4. Combine our like terms and we get 9x squared plus 12x plus 4. Alright, I did originally only have 4 examples, but I want to add one more example in here because it's going to come up later, or we'll need it later, so I want to go ahead and look at it now. If we take x plus 4 and we multiply it by x minus 4. So it's the exact same thing except one's positive and one's negative. Let's see what ends up happening. X and x gives me x squared. X and negative 4 is negative 4x. 4 and x is positive 4x. 4 and negative 4 is negative 16. So we've got x squared. Our negative 4x and our positive 4x are going to cancel each other. Minus 16. So think to yourself, and we'll talk about it later. Do you think that these middle terms would always cancel when you're multiplying two things by each other where they're the exact same except one's positive, one's negative? Something to leave you with. Have a good day.